Welcome to episode 31 of the Cadence Beat. It has been a couple of minutes since we talked, y'all. How are you doing? What have you been up to? Is it hot where you are?
Yeah, it's hot
Yeah.
here. Not like most of the country hot. It's Rockies hot. So if you stand in the shade, it's nice. And if a cloud covers the sun, it's chilly.
So
I
perfect
mean,
weather.
yeah, it's perfect weather. We spend a lot of time outside right now, especially with my 4 young kids. It's like all we do is outside. We have 2 swings in our yard, although I was swinging on one and it broke the other day, which hurt very bad. But thankfully, it wasn't the kids. So I've replaced that. And we spend a lot of time swinging. And we have a big sandbox in the backyard. And so we spend a lot of time. And it's like sand is all over our house and in our bathtub, just like as if we lived at the beach because our kids are playing in the sand so much.
Wow.
Just no ocean.
Yeah,
Just the
exactly.
bad part of the beach.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
worst part.
It's hot here.
Yeah.
But it's lovely. I love the heat so much. People really hate it, but I could just soak in the heat and just be so hot. I'm like cold most of the time. Like probably 90% of my life I'm cold. And so I just love being hot. It's so nice. But we've been in the hundreds pretty much every day. I don't mind it at
Oh,
all.
wow.
It
That's
is dry
really
heat,
hot
which
there.
is so different than like humidity
Yeah.
because you can just go find shade and then you cool off. And it's crazy because when it's humid, you're just hot 100% of the time and you're always sweating. So it's not that kind of heat. Although I don't mind humidity either. I really just like being warm.
Do you have like mountain lakes around you that you like go swimming and like take the edge off?
Yeah, we have a river. So
Yeah.
we float the river and there's like a big reservoir that's like 20 minutes away. So I was boating there last week and yeah, outside a ton.
Yeah. So adventures with Hannah this summer. You're doing okay with it.
You know, I'm trying. Yeah, I actually was thinking today, I was like, what am I going to talk about? I don't think I've done anything that crazy. So hopefully
What does
this coming,
boating
we
look
are
like for
doing.
you? Are you like just sitting on a boat, or is that like
Oh
wakeboarding or
no, you're like
tubing or anything?
you're wake surfing.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun. My friends have a boat. They have, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, Red Line. It's like you can rent recreational fun things. So like we have friends here who every Tuesday night they rent a boat through this company called Red Line. So I've gone out with them a couple times and it's super fun. And I've done like mountain bike rides and things like that, but nothing crazy. Although we are doing our annual Ridner backpacking trip in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
I
That'll be fun.
cannot wait to hear. Where are you guys
Yeah.
headed to?
The crazy
The
mountain.
crazies.
Yeah.
They're
Which-
literally called the crazies.
Really?
Only crazy people go there, apparently. I've never been.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're fantastic and really pretty. We're gonna hit it pretty good on flowers too. So, if you've seen pictures of like Glacier National Park wildflowers and stuff, this will be like that. Just fields and fields of wildflowers up high. Yeah. Really
Wow.
pretty. Big
Oh,
rocky
I cannot
peaks.
wait. That sounds amazing. If you are on the Cadence mailing list, you saw I think it was our most recent edition that went out, had a picture that Hannah took. Where was that you took that picture?
That was Goldbug Hot Springs, which is just south
Amazing.
of Salmon, Idaho.
It absolutely
beautiful.
stunning. So I'm going to need the flower pictures for the next newsletter.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll get them ready. Don't worry.
amazing. Because, yeah, we're not letting go of the mountain vibe at all with Cadence marketing. We're just going to keep the mountain. I am living aspirationally, vicariously through y'all and everything that you're doing as I sweat out Texas. My exciting thing so far this summer is I went shopping this weekend and I bought a tub of sour cream and it expires in September. And then I'm just like, September is so close. September is so close. So I wiped the sweat off my face.
Oh
It's
my
like-
God. That
I
is
literally
so funny.
timed my life by sour cream. I'm so excited when I saw that September date. I'm like, September, Earth, Wind, and
And I
Fire.
do
That'll
feel
be
like sour cream expires quickly. Like, that's pretty close.
It is, literally, I'm just
So
counting it down.
funny.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The universe is keeping things jumping around. Like, I don't have a spare moment to sit and complain about the heat so much. Although I am sweating right now because I turned the ceiling fan off. Like, for what? I don't know why I did that to myself, but I am sweating right now. But yeah, like, my life is so crazy. If you're on my socials or newsletter or whatever thing, it's just car broken, fridge broken. They're jackhammering in front of my street. New rehab things with the husband that caused him to pass out and me scream and call 911. And he's fine and he's doing exceptionally well. The human body is an amazing thing. And just like little things like that all at once. So I'm just going to be living vicariously through all of the excitement that you guys are going through. We're actually recording on July 11th. So today's Prime Day. Did you guys, I know Hannah, you don't like Amazon, but do you guys do the Prime thing? Like look for hot deals? Anything exciting for you?
I wouldn't say that I don't do Amazon ever. Like I definitely sometimes do because it is so incredibly convenient. But I'm a sucker for sales. And so when I see that things are on sale, I just avoid it. I'm like, no, I literally saw like a ad for it and I was like, I can't go there because I'll end up buying things I don't need. And then later I have so much regret about it. And so I actually did click on the ad and I was like, nope. And I just exited out right away because I was like, I don't need anything. I literally don't need anything. So, but
Wow,
I'm
I'm so
sure
proud
that
of
there
you.
are things on sale. I mean, the day's young, so I could definitely end up that on there. I'll think of something I need, like, oh, I need protein powder, and then next thing you know, I've bought 10 things. But
yeah,
I didn't know it was Prime Day until you said something. So now that I know, I'm going to be like, oh, I'll just go look because I'll be curious. But yeah, I haven't looked yet.
Yeah.
But I have bought stuff from Prime Day in the past.
Yeah, there's always I've gotten some stuff that I buy pretty regularly, like health stuff, and so I found some cheap collagen powder. Super exciting. I did buy a new webcam though, so hopefully the next one I won't have the cheap webcam. So it's a 4K webcam for like $50. I can't say no to that. That will change my life. It will change our life. Although,
nice. Be able to see you in 4K yes. now.
In
exactly.
4K.
I cannot wait. You needed that.
Yeah.
So that's my big excitement.
And as a remote company, having a good webcam makes a big difference on like just your ability to interact with people. And yeah,
it does.
Also,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about what it's like to be, because we're a remote company. We have people where's the farthest reaches of Kadence? We have people all over the world, don't we?
We do have people all over the world.
The Philippines.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And we have people in Africa. We have people that help us in Bangladesh and trying to make sure we get some of the far reaching ones. But yeah, and then because we're part of Stellar, there's various tiny things that certain people will help us on. Like sometimes it's design or sometimes it's different types of support or account services or things like that. And that then opens us up to another huge amount of people that are spread out all over the world. I know from a dev side of things, it's not uncommon for me to be pinging people that are working on other projects in Stellar that have similar libraries for things or stuff like that, where I can be like, hey, what are you doing here? And it's not really they're working on Kadence, but I have a direct channel to ask them for advice on how I should approach something in Kadence. And they might be, in Germany or whatever. And so that's definitely has made it, there's a lot of coworkers across the world right now, which is really fun.
Yeah, it is really cool. And I think, just with the WordPress community as a whole, it's such a worldwide community. I mean, you just see how active WordCamp Asia was, or WordCamp Europe, and the thousands of people there, and even across North America. WordCamp, is it San Jose, Costa Rica, where everybody comes in all across Latin America and converges on Costa Rica for a WordCamp. The WordPress space is so global. And I feel like so many of the people that I interact with in the Kadence community, as well as WordPress community as a whole, it's like, it's all over the place. And it's so, it's fun. You wake up to messages from people from everywhere and leave messages for people everywhere. So I love that about Kadence and about WordPress, that it's not just the United States, and it's not just, the time zone that you're in. What are some of the things that you guys appreciate about being in like remote work?
Yeah, I think it's worth clarifying too for people. For Kadence, we have like a specific Kadence team, which is like right around 16 to 20, depending on how you want to count people, because some people are half time with us and half time with other people. But so there's like that small of a group is who we would say we interact with the most. And then there's like another group around that's like, and so it's not so much to say like I'm interacting with hundreds of different people all over it. It's like, very much we still have like our team culture even separate from some of the other stuff, and like the way that we communicate and talk to each other and do meetings and run meetings and all of that is like not the same way that the other, and not to say it's better or worse, but just it's just like this is our way of doing it, and other teams have theirs. So there's like definitely some nice things about remote work in that when you're on it, even in the midst of a big team, the fact that we have some of our own channels of communication, our own tools that we use, and our own meetings that make it not feel like you're a part of just interacting with a whole bunch of people or in big channels, but we're actually like getting some of that real connection. And I think that one of the biggest things people think about remote work is not having that connection with people, not having that like ability to just be friends. Like, whereas like, so many people, like the people you work with become some of your best friends. And I feel like, and you guys can say this is true or not, but I feel like we're very much friends. Like, and that throughout the whole team, it's like, because we get some of that, even though none of us are close to each other. Like Hannah and I are 9-hour drive apart, and that's probably the closest of like, just so much of the team is spread out. But it's, you still get that connection.
I always joke that I'm an honorary Rittner. So I'm a little closer than just a friend.
Yeah.
Because you guys are amazing, right? I just think, the stuff that both of you do as individuals. And then I hear all of the cool stories about like your family and just how supportive your family is with each other, and so I just claim that. Not actually blood, but honorary.
Yeah.
Because we do have such a close, tight-knit team. Like everybody that's on our team, like you have a conversation with someone, it just feels like it's like when I work with Sailor, who's on our team. I don't feel like I'm just like, okay, Sailor, we got to do these things. It's like, oh, and how are you? And it's like, I really feel like she's a friend. Like I want to know that she's okay. And so the entire Kadence team is very much like that. And it's not something I take for granted, having had a lot of different jobs around. It's a very special team. And I think that influences the product, because it's not just that we care about each other, but we really care about the people who are using our products too. It just spills over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think there's definitely like levels of like, I wish I could meet and hang out with everyone on our team. Like, do the like, let's go for drinks after work, or like, let's go and have like a bunch of non-work time together. And as like the US based team, we've gotten to get together once, and that was like huge, just to help like bring that along in terms of like that connection and that time to just be together, not necessarily work related, talk about, hear stories, find out things about people that that you just don't get, even if like one of the things we do in a lot of our meetings is we ask a random question and everyone has to answer. There'll be like silly random questions that help us always get to know each other better. But it's really hard to replace like in person, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Let's just see what comes up in conversation. And I would love to do that more. Like, I think in an ideal world, I'm like totally on remote work, but I would want our entire team globally to get together at least once a year. And I think that would be like just the best way to do it, where you get the most out of really the connections that you have. Because it's, these, and I think there's a level of like, there's people that have left, like, that don't work for Stellar that I know and don't work for Kadence. So like Kevin, many people might know Kevin from the support forums. He doesn't work for Kadence anymore, but we talk all the time. He's off doing great things. Actually, right now he's doing like trail guiding in the Bob Marshall. So he's like living the dream. And I will go and have lunch with him because he's actually one of the people that's close. Like, he lived in Missoula for a little while. It actually lives in Missoula again right now. And so like that is huge. And like, I would love to be able to do that more with people.
Yeah.
But then there's just like this wonderful convenience to remote work that it's just so hard to not, like, it's so hard to imagine not doing it now.
Could you imagine going? I haven't been in an office since, I don't know. I think, well, maybe George Bush Jr. was president. It's been a really long time since I've actually sat in an office.
Wow.
No, it had to have been pre 9/11 because I remember it was downtown Chicago and I was working. I was a contract. My last like going into an office, I was a contractor, and I was always complaining about going to the gray hell cubes because it was just like this sea of cubes, and I was just like, I'm only like here for the money.
I think,
but it was. Yeah, it was. I could not do it. I could not have to do like a commute again or anything like that. Could you imagine being like stuck to like having to live in a major metro area because of a job? Like, that's how life used to be for people. So glad we don't do that anymore.
It's so crazy. I think my soul would die if I worked in a cube. Truly. But like, I'm also the girl that like, my soul dies if I work from my desk all day. I have to like rotate around my house or like get out and go to a coffee shop because I just work better when I'm. I can't. Yeah, I don't like you super well.
Yeah, I like pay attention to like getting an ergonomic chair and like having like good like where my elbows in the right spot and the angle and all of that. And Hannah, when she works, is like lying sideways or like sitting upside down or just like the most ridiculous positions and like places, completely like just abandoning anything that's like, this is like, I'm standing straight and making sure my back is straight and all that. And Hannah is, every time I see her working, it's like the funniest, like,
I wish I could deny it. I can't, but that's okay. I'm very thankful to work remote and be able to work from different positions and different seating areas in and around my home. Actually, it'd be funny to think just today how many I've worked from. I started here this morning and I went to a coffee shop and then came back and sat on the couch and then I moved back here.
Nice.
But I've gotten a lot done today.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's so ridiculous.
That is so cool.
I was just going to say, I think we struck gold with our remote team because we actually do all really care about relationship. And I do think not being in the same building does require a level of intentionality. And like my boyfriend just started working, everyone's just pretty work focused here. Everyone's like so anxious to know somebody, and if a new person comes into our team, like we're going to spend time just getting to know that person. And yeah, we do have these questions every week that like just helps you figure out some random thing about everybody that somehow makes you feel like you're more connected and closer. And so I think we're super, super fortunate in that regard that we all really care about each other.
Yeah. And it didn't used to be, some of that is like growing pains, because when we started, Hannah and I would rarely even meet. Like everything was just like message, on like text message back and forth or whatever. Like, it was so rare.
Yeah.
And that was, mostly my fault, mostly just like complete.
There's a big risk in companies to like over meeting, like, or okay, we need to solve this problem. Let's have a
Sure.
meeting about it. And I think it's very easy for companies to slide into like jam-packed calendars with lots of meetings. And I really appreciate like with the Kadence team, like our meetings are pretty like there's a few that's just like co-working and there's no pressure. It's just like we're all there and we're working and hey, I got a question about this. And it's very laid back. But any meeting that we do have is pretty intentional. Like we know what our outcome is, we know what
Mhm.
we're there to talk about, and we know there's a purpose to it. It's not just a meeting to check the box that we had a meeting, you know. So I really appreciate that a lot because I've been in organizations where it's just like meeting after meeting. It's like how am I supposed to get anything done here? I'm not getting anything done because I'm in a meeting. And so I appreciate that so much. I feel like I have a good balance of connecting, but also getting things done and making sure our customers are taken care of and making sure that people get what they need and that I get to make videos and do crazy stuff and drag Hannah along with me into crazy stuff like Cadence Amplify and all the fun stuff we do.
Love that.
So,
Yeah.
so we are going to do
Speaking of
Cadence
Cadence
Amplify again,
Amplify,
right?
yeah, we are.
We have
Are
to
we
because it was so
announcing?
much fun.
It was so fun. We had such a blast. The people loved it. We loved it. I learned a ton. Do we have a date set, Kathy? Are we
We
telling
do.
people this date?
We do. And I've gotten just enough people nailed down for speaking. Like, yeah, no, we've got a huge list of things we'd love, but I've got just enough people that I'm comfortable we're going to have a decent event. So we're going to do September 21st. I believe it's a Thursday. But yeah,
Okay.
and then I've got some big names that I'm going after too. Let's see if we can get them. Everybody who's listening or watching, keep your fingers crossed that we're going to get some big names on the roster of people that can really help you up level how you think about your business and how you think about your website, how you think about your brand and everything else you're doing. So, done. How about that for some foreshadowing? And if
Nice.
you if you're watching and you think, "Hey, I've got something to share with the Cadence community," we'd love to hear a pitch from you. So you can just
Yeah.
mail us at this point. We don't have a form up, but just send us an email. We'll pencil you in. We got a spreadsheet. We're ready.
We have a spreadsheet.
Nice.
So what else could you need?
What else do you need?
That means it's real. It's happening. And it'll be
It's
super
real.
fun.
Yes. And then of course we'll have to hear from Ben. So Ben, this is your
My
public
warning. My public warning. Hey, you're going
And
to
but
be
we're giving
speaking.
you so much time.
Yeah. No, this is great. I got lots of time.
Yeah, you got way more time than last time where it's like, "Hey, you're doing a talk and this is what it's called."
Yeah.
You
Nice.
you have full creative license this time, Ben.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So let's talk about more fun things that are happening with Cadence. Ben, I know you don't like to put any dates on things, no promises, but I know you're really close on so many things. Is there anything that you would like to talk about, knowing that this is probably not going out until Monday, whatever day is Monday?
Yeah. Sure. I'm very confident that by the time this goes out, we will have a beta release out for 3.1, Kadence Blocks 3.1. This is an early beta, so there's still a couple small features we're planning to add, but it's got a few big things. The advanced form builder, which has been beast to really get right. And we've had to rewrite it a couple times and re-look at how we were doing things. But at this point, I'm really excited about where it's landed. And I just spent the last week really tweaking a bunch of stuff to just get it to where I feel like this is really going to help people. So that's exciting. And that's got things that people have asked for a long time. So, the ability to do uploads, file uploads. There's some advanced fields like dates and time, as well as a lot more. There's some dynamic settings built in for like dynamic defaults or parameter set defaults. So like a URL could already pre-fill a form with query data. And so there's like a lot of great stuff there. And it's really at a place now where we're like, okay, now we can start. We have a form, we have a base where we can start tackling some of the really big things like payments, conditional form rendering, and conditional fields that show or hide based on certain settings. So that you can be looking for that to come in the future. Another block that's coming out with this is our progress bar block, which is just a cool way. It's really just a cool way to show something that allows you to do like line and circle and half circle progress bars. So those are the two blocks. We've also got some features in on this. There's some little features like, I was in the Facebook group and someone was complaining about our gradient controller and not being able to have a type input for where you would want each point to be. So that's been solved in this. So there's like a very tiny, very niche. A few people were complaining about it. We got that fixed in terms of like now you can go in and say, I want this point to be at 99 and not 100 for whatever reason. And you can do that. And then there's some other things like you can change the name of blocks in your list view so you can organize your page better and easier. We've done some work on how styles and pasting styles work. So there's like a lot of just nice things coming with this, and the big one being the advanced form block, which is really exciting. So that's going to be out, as well as the next version of Blocks Pro Beta. So we're looking at trying to match those two up and then get them out by the end of the month, meaning all the testing goes well. We didn't do a bunch of structural changes, so we're not too worried about any like backward compatibility with this. Like this is mostly about adding things. So nothing like a 3.0 launch. And then we're already started internal beta testing and QAing on our repeater field block and support for all of that. So that's exciting, and that's going to be coming right behind it. Hopefully we'll have a beta version of the repeater field block out by the end of the month. I would say that's like the two that I feel the most confident in saying timelines for. We're working really hard right now on a new licensing system, and that's going to enable the use of credits, and we need to have credits because we're going to be using AI soon. So AI is going to use credits, and right now we haven't finalized exactly how many or how it's going to work, but essentially you'll get a certain amount of credits per month to use for AI with the ability to. We're really basing this on like we don't intend for people to need to buy credits. We just need to have some sane limit. Like
Sure.
It's not about you need to go buy more credits as much as like we just need to have like this should be all the credits you would need, but we need to wait to prevent someone from just abusing the system. So that's why the credit system. So the credit system, this whole AI project has created this huge need for like a real revamp of our licensing, which our licensing is about to get a lot smoother. We have had some funky challenges with our licensing system for years that we're like really excited to solve finally. For example, if you upgrade with a Kadence product right now, you get a new license when you do that upgrade. So if you're going from blocks to the essential bundle, you get a new license that works for that essential bundle. And now you've got to go enter that license in on all your stuff. Well, that's going to go away. We'll be able to like change the product behind the license, so you'll get to keep the same license. So there's things like that where we're working to like make it work a lot better for users and just be easier.
Will the new licensing also like if somebody's got Kadence Blocks Pro and Kadence, they've got a few of our Pro products installed, but then they install another one, are they going to have to go enter the license in again, or is it just going to take care of everything? Like you enter the license once and now, ta-da, your full bundle is all activated whenever you install something?
Yeah, I don't want to make too much promises here because like obviously we're still working on the system, but I would say that our goal is for no one to enter licenses anymore.
Oh,
so what we're planning on doing is having a system that auto activates your license based on the download and then authenticates your license through an OAuth. So
okay.
Where you're not doing any more like copy paste license and all of that, where we do a lot of that behind the scenes and you just authenticate your account through the Kadence login. So you'll literally like hit authenticate account. It'll take you to the Kadence site where if you're logged in, it'll jump you right back to your site. And if you're not logged in, you'll log in and that will connect your account and then done. And you won't be worried about like typing in a license key or anything like that. So it should get a lot smoother, a lot easier. No more
Amazing.
like I installed this product and it's telling me I don't have a license key. I need to go activate it. That's going to go away.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. I think that's going to make
Yeah,
many people's lives easier.
Yeah.
totally. Totally. That's huge.
Great. And I know Kadence AI is still forthcoming. They're still
Yes. So I didn't really give an update on that, but we're in an early alpha testing, and we took all this feedback we got from alpha testing, and basically we're like, okay, we thought this was going to happen, but really people were associating the images that we were handing them as being AI generated, which they're not. And AI generated images are just not there yet.
Right.
So we're decoupling that a little bit to say, like, we're going to create you sections that use AI to generate content, and then we're going to use AI to do search queries into pixels based on the information you gave us to pull up some images versus handing you collections of images, which how we currently do it is here is a bunch of collections. You pick an industry that's similar to yours and you get images that look similar. This will hopefully create better images in terms of, like, it'll make it easier to, like, for your niche industry to see images that really match better. But what we've done from day one and what we'll be helping people do is curating their own image library using pixels or their own media library. And so the work on that is being done, as well as what, we started with sections because we need to be able to ping AI and say, hey, I don't just want a thing of text. I need a headline, a subtext. I need a paragraph here, or I need 3 paragraphs. I need a button text. We've created the whole system for that on a sections-based basis, and we've improved it on pages. And we're then niching down into, like, okay, now if I just want to rewrite one sentence or one headline, we'll have an AI tool for that. And then zooming back out, if you need a whole site, we'll be looking at building AI into starter templates. So you'll be able to generate a starter template from scratch.
wow.
That's cool.
Exciting times. So much happening with Kadence, and I'm really excited. I've gotten to play around with 3.1 and the form block. I'm super excited about it. And if you're listening to this and it just came out, I am going to be showing it basically wherever it is as of next Wednesday, basically showing what the form block can do and how it works, and just demoing it with iThemes training with Nathan, because I miss Nathan. I need to go hang out with him for a bit. So why not show off the form block? So if you want a preview of it, that is on, I believe, the 19th for iThemes training. It's going to be a free training. So head on over. I need my fan club, and I know you people are out there. So,
Yep.
anyway, yeah, we're in the midst of summer. We will have tons of stories of fun things that the Rittner family is doing. So
Yeah.
get on our list.
Stay tuned.
Subscribe to our channel. We'll have pictures the next time we have Kadence Beat. I will pull this out of y'all. So thanks so much for hanging out, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give us a thumbs up. Drop us a comment. Let us know that you are out there, and we will see you on the Kadence Beat again soon. Thanks.